Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Oinko, and in today's video I am just going to be doing a chit chat get ready with me. I figured that I always just talk about a lot of random stuff and I never actually gist you guys about me. Like, I feel like you guys don't know me and you've been watching me for about 6 months already, so I feel like this is just a perfect opportunity to get to know you guys. You know, let's talk, let's connect, let's relate. Do you understand? So yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to be doing my makeup and we're just going to be gisting about, I'm not sure what I want to gist about yet, but I'm sure you guys already know from the title. But let's just go with the flow for now and see how it goes. Now, if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, then you definitely want to keep on watching. I'm going to start off by fixing in my wig, and for that I'm using this braided wig. You guys can see how lush it looks. It's really long as well, and this is what I'm going to be using. I know I look like one of these oloris in Nigerian movies with this my ponytail, but I basically just braided my hair like this because I've been seeing this braided ponytail thing on Instagram. I actually saw this exact hairstyle that I'm rocking on Anita Brows. She's a makeup artist in Nigeria. She had this exact style with this braided ponytail from a hair company on Instagram. I'm not going to be tagging them, I'm not going to be mentioning them because I didn't get this from them. I just saw it and I'm like, whoosh, because the price on the hair company was pretty expensive. I think the hair company was selling for about 16,000 or 18,000 naira, and I felt that that was pretty expensive for just a braided ponytail wig. So I went to the market, and I'm going to insert a little vlog clip of me when I went to the market to get this. So I just got the extension and I braided it. Now this wig cap that I have on here cost 1,000 naira for the wig cap, and then it came with these combs and the drawstring as well, and it was just 1,000 naira. Then the braided extensions cost 2,500 naira per pack, and I ended up using a little over 1 pack for this. So at the end of the day, making this wig cost me around 6,000 naira as opposed to 15,000 naira that it would have been on Instagram. I'm just gonna install this now and we can start our makeup. So this is what it looks like. This is what the braided ponytail wig looks like. It is so pretty. Like, I just went from I'm in the house, I'm not going anywhere, to I'm sorry, where's the party at? Where is that party? Let me go and turn up. That's how fast this look just switched up. So yeah, I really like this, first of all, because this braided wig is like loose braids. They're really soft and pretty, and they're just giving me some type of vibe, and I'm definitely here for it. So the first thing I'm going to do is to start off by moisturizing my lips, because sister, I don't want crusty lips. Nobody likes crusty lips. So I'm going to be talking about the year 2020. Now, unless if you've been living under a rock, you know that this year has been quite an eventful year, and I'm not even going to lie, it has definitely been a roller coaster. It's just like do you understand what I mean? And yesterday I learned that the Black Panther guy died. Apparently he had been dealing with colon cancer for 4 years, and people were just so mean to him when he started losing a lot of weight, talking about maybe he's doing drugs and all of that. I'm going to start off by moisturizing my face, and as usual I'm using the Mismetics Moisture Potion. This is what I'm using to moisturize my face, and you guys have seen me using this 1 million times at this point on this channel. I'm going to be going in next with my Rimmel London Mattifying Primer. I'm sorry, this primer is a bit dirty because it has some makeup stains on it, but that's what I'm going to be using next to prime my face. Like, I don't think you guys know this, but I run a business called Beige Jewelry where I sell customized gift items and customized jewelry pieces and all of that. And these pieces are not made locally, right? I don't get them in Nigeria, I import them. So like, since this pandemic started, I've had to deal with a lot, like seriously, because shipping and logistics this past couple of months since this pandemic started has been quite a struggle. My business has been on hold because I haven't been able to really sort out international shipping. Number one, it's significantly more expensive to ship in stuff to Nigeria at this moment, and it's also very slow compared to what it was before. My store is a pre-order store, so because they're custom pieces, you just place your order and then I make them for you and then I send them down. But this used to take about 3 weeks on an average before for it to be produced and sent down to Nigeria when everything was great. But now it legit takes about 7 to 8 weeks for this to happen. So like double the time. Do you understand what I mean? And even at that, some parcels get lost. Like I feel like I have some parcels that may have been lost. I don't even know what to think at this moment, because it has been well over, I don't even know how many months now. It has been since about March that I've been dealing with this, and we're in August at the moment. So March, April, May, June, July, August, about 6 months. For the past 6 months I have just been dealing with this, and to be honest, I don't know how I feel anymore. Anyway, so that's what I have been dealing with as regards my business. Then I don't know if you guys watched the video I made about talking about quitting my job as a doctor. Sis, let me tell you, there is power in the tongue, sis. There is proper power in the tongue. I had made that video talking about, oh, I want to quit my job as a doctor, blah blah blah, yada yada yada, which is true. Actually, I want to quit my job as a doctor, but I didn't expect it to happen so quickly. Like when I made that video, I was thinking, okay, I'll be settled and all first, and then when I'm settled and probably my YouTube channel has taken off, then I can think about quitting my job as a doctor to become an influencer stroke entrepreneur. That's what I was thinking at the time. It looked like nature, the universe had an entirely different plan for me, because I made that video and legit about 2 weeks later I got fired from work. I kid you not. My boss at work at the time called me. Like, she actually called me, like phone call though. This woman did not even have the decency to send me a letter, and she fired me over the phone because she was talking about, oh, there's a pandemic right now and she cannot afford so many doctors at the hospital, so she fired me over the phone. Can you believe that? I wasn't happy because I mean, I was a broke child. I did not have any money after I got fired, so I was legit just living off my husband, which is, don't get me wrong, it's okay, but I didn't really like it, because I mean, I like to have my own money. I like to be able to buy things randomly. I don't want to have to ask him for everything that I need. Just how I mean. So I was proper living off him, and I didn't like that. I started my job hunt after I had been fired, and this was ending of March. That was when I got fired. Mind you, I'd only been working there for about a month, and to think that she fired me after a month. So anyways, I started looking for another job, because I mean, man must chop. Do you understand? I was literally unemployed for about 2 months. Yeah, about 2 months thereabout, and I got one job with a private hospital. First of all, I'm going to say that the pay is very, very shitty. It was a job that, as a doctor, imagine this, I'm a doctor and I'm earning just slightly over 100,000 naira with that job. That was how shitty the job was. A little over 100,000 naira in a private hospital. First of all, I was so sad, because I'm like, if anyone told me that as a doctor I'll be earning peanuts for working so hard when I was in medical school, I would not have believed this. But that was my reality at the time, so I was pretty depressed and sad. And I just, you know, I said, okay, fine, let me just start the job, because I mean, half bread is better than moi moi, do you understand? So I decided to just resume the job. Now they told me, I'm not going to pay you for the first 8 working days that you're going to work. It's just basically going to be you on probation. And I'm like, because they called me and they told me to resume. So why are they telling me about probation? Do you understand? So anyways, at that point, I wasn't really doing anything else with my time. So I figured, okay, fine, whatever. Let me start the probation rubbish. So I started probation, and I worked for 8 days without receiving any pay. Do you understand? And at the time, I'm like, okay, fine. Let them call me and give me my appointment letter so I can resume officially. But after my probation period was over and it was time to give me my appointment letter, I started hearing stories. Oh, MD is not in town. When the MD comes back, he will give you an appointment letter. I followed them up for like 4 weeks, every time calling them, what about the appointment letter? What's happening? When am I supposed to resume? And they kept telling me stories. Do you understand? Like, they would say, oh, the MD is not around, just wait a little bit more, I promise I'll call you when he gets back, and then you can resume. And I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? I'd already worked 8 days, the probation period, for these people without collecting any money. I wasn't even entitled to any money for the 8 days, but I just worked either ways. And now they're telling me this. They were even telling me that they were not going to pay me my complete salary for the first 3 months, that they will pay me about 70% of my salary for the first 3 months, because they don't want me to go unannounced. Actually, the salary was a little over 100,000 naira, so I was going to be collecting less than 100,000 naira for the first 3 months, and I'm a grown full adult, a doctor working so many hours, and you want me to be collecting those peanuts? First of all, I'm collecting rubbish as salary, and you still don't have the decency to pay me my full salary for the first 3 months because you think I'm going to run away and you want to like have something over me. Then they now told me that, oh, that they're going to pay me the complete salary once my first 3 months is over, and they'll pay me like the balance of my salary on top. And I'm just like, okay, so yeah, now let me start my job, and they're telling me stories again. I was just super frustrated that period. Like I used to cry. I'm not even going to lie, I used to cry sometimes because of how frustrated I am. I was then. I used to cry. Now I was still dealing with my orders that were lost, and then I was dealing with being unemployed again. So because my orders were lost, I wasn't making any active money from my business, and I didn't have a job. That was the entire period of April and May. But as God will have it, somebody shout hallelujah. As God would have it, I got called to resume a job, and that was how God just did it for me. And I started working at a better place. Like, I'm not even kidding you. My salary at my current job is almost 3 times what my rubbish Yamayama salary would have been before. So it's a significantly bigger improvement from what my Yamayama salary would have been. I'm just so glad about that, because this is something I didn't even have to struggle for. Do you understand? When people say when God wants to bless you, that's basically what happened, because I didn't even have to struggle for this. Like, it literally just fell on my legs. It was like offered to me on a platter. Anyway, so I've done my highlights and contour at this point, and I'm going to set the highlighted areas. And if you guys haven't seen any of my vlogs, then you should definitely check it out, because I've done like 2 vlogs of a day in my life as a doctor. I work in the emergency department, so I've done like 2 vlogs of that, and I'm going to leave them up in the card so you can definitely check them out. As God will have it, as I started my job, and I'm not even kidding you, I had only been working at this job for about 2 weeks. Next thing, I got the Rona. I kid you not, I actually contacted the virus. This is why when people say, oh, that this virus isn't real, I don't like it, because I know that I have seen not 1, not 2, not even 10 patients who had the virus, and I've been in close contact with them to the point that I have managed a few of them. I'm going to leave my what I look like when I'm like fully kitted for these patients to enter into their isolation room, right? Anyways, so I eventually contacted the virus one way or the other, and to be honest, how I knew this was because I was feeling some type of way. Like, I was having generalized body pains, I was having headaches, I was having a bit of cold. I initially thought, okay, this might just be because I had just resumed a job I wasn't very familiar with, especially because I had been unemployed for a while. So I felt like my immune system had just, become a bit lazy, and I was just generally a lot lazier than I was ab initio. Do you understand? So that was what I was thinking. I wasn't feeling better, and I treated malaria. I had, taken some meds, I had taken painkillers, but I just wasn't feeling better. So I decided to, just go and get tested. So they were having the test for people at my workplace, and I just decided to go for it. And they did the test for me. And I'm going to say that this test is one of the most uncomfortable tests that you would ever take. They put like a swab stick in my throat. So I just opened my mouth, like posterior part of my throat, the back of my throat. They put a swab stick to take like samples from there. Now that part is not even the uncomfortable part. The uncomfortable part is because you have to take oropharyngeal and nasopharyngeal swabs, so they took from my nasopharynx as well. Now that part is the most uncomfortable part, because they literally stuck up the swab sticks into my nose, and then it felt like they were touching the base of my skull. I'm not even going to lie to you, it felt like the swab stick was touching my brain. Like, you cannot possibly take that test without tears dropping from your eyes. I took the test, and like, my eyes just started watering. So when I had to do my eyebrows off camera, and I think I like them, I think I like the way they're coming out. Anyways, back to the gist that I was giving. So after I had been swabbed, they told me that they would get back to me in a few days, and I just went back to work. Do you understand? In about, I think it took them about 48 hours to get back to me. So they called me, like, I was just at home preparing my dinner. I remember this very vividly because I got a call from a random number earlier in the day and I couldn't take the call at the moment, so I sent the person a text like, hi, I can't take calls at the moment, can you send me a text? And the person says, oh no, this would be better as an actual phone call conversation, so let me call you later when you are less busy. And I was like, who is this one? Why does this one want to talk to me by force? I said send text, you're saying you call me later. It didn't even occur to me that it could possibly be the people from the NCDC, so I just said okay, fine, whatever. When this person is serious, the person will call me back, right? That's how in the night later that day, while I was preparing my dinner, that was how this random number called me again, and the person is like, hi, am I speaking with Dr. Oyinkosola blah blah blah? And I'm like, yes you are, please, who is this? It's like, I'm calling from the NCDC, we were swabbed on so date, right? And I'm like, yes please. And the person is like, how are you today? You know, trying to make all this small talk. And I'm like, Alaye, can you say what you want to say? And then he goes to say, oh, I'm calling to inform you that the test result was positive. I said, what? At this point my heart was racing, like I'm not kidding. My heart rate would have been over 100 because it was just like it was racing. And he said your result was positive. I swallowed my saliva, I'm like, and I waited for like, there was this awkward silence for like, I would say about 10 seconds. There was an awkward silence for about 10 seconds. So after the awkward silence, I then proceed to ask him, so what does this mean? As if no, I'm not a doctor and I don't know what it means. But at that point, fam, I just wanted to hear anything. So I just said, so what does this mean? And then he goes on to say, oh, you have to go on to self-isolation for the next 14 days. You don't have to worry to inform your superiors at work. We'll do that for you. We'll inform your superiors. And if you notice that symptoms are getting worse, please call us and let us know. We'll also call you from time to time to check up on you and know how you are faring. In the meantime, please send us contact of all the people that you were in contact with during the last 14 days. At that point, I'm just like, oh my god, how can I just resume a new job? And I've legit been at the job for only 2 weeks and then I get the virus. Like, what the actual hell? I proceeded to start my isolation period. I'm going to tell you that this isolation period was emotionally draining for me because I was just like, I was paranoid, you know. So I started doing some research on what I could do, you know, to reduce my symptoms or just make me feel better. And then I just started doing some things. I don't want to go into the details of things I was doing because I mean many of them are not even scientifically proven, but you know, desperate times call for desperate measures, and sis, I would tell you that I was desperate at that point. So I just started, you know, doing a lot of things. I don't want to go into details because I'm aware that I'm a doctor and things that I say have weight and I don't want to mislead anybody, so I'm not really going to go into details. Please, if you notice any of these things, just see your doctor and follow the orthodox methods, all right? Don't try any unorthodox things. Anyways, so my husband luckily was out of town for the most part, so I mean, I didn't really have anybody at home with me. I was just alone, and he used to call me to check up on me regularly, ask how I was doing and all of that, which was great because I needed a lot of moral support at that point. I told my mom, and my mom just went bonkers. Like, she just said, hey god, oh my god, oh hey god, oh my god. And this is my mother. That is exactly what she was doing. She said, hey god, what am I going to do? I said, mommy, calm down. Said, no, you're my first child, oh, my first fruit, oh. You know how African mothers are. Anyways, that's what she was doing. And I just told her, mommy, if you don't stop this, I'm not going to tell you anything that happens in my life moving forward. Like, I just had to tell her that so that she can calm down. Anyways, it worked because she calmed down a bit, just a little bit, but she still used to call me a lot. So she used to call me like up to 3 times a day. So how are you feeling? How are the symptoms? God. So I'm just putting in this orange color into my crease as a transition color. After the isolation period was over, I get a call that I should come and get tested again. Now, mind you, this entire period I did not step out of my house. Anyways, luckily for me, I had a lot of food at home. I had water, so I didn't really have any need to step out per se. And this time around, the waiting period was a little bit longer for whatever reason, I don't know, but it was just a little bit longer. So I'm going to be going in with a purple shade, and I'm putting that right on top of this orange shade that I had previously put down before. That's what I'm doing, putting the purple. Can you see what I'm doing there? I'm just tapping it into that orange shade, just a little bit lower than that orange shade. Anyways, I'm going to go that and blend that out with the brush I used for the orange shade, so that they can both marry into each other. I don't know why these NCDC people cannot just get straight to the point. Why must they do small talk first? Because they called me and they're like, hi, we're calling from NCDC. In my mind, I'm like, okay, great, can these people just go straight to the point? But no, they decided to make small talk first. Like, my heart is racing. I don't want to hear your small talk. Do you get it? I just want to know what the current situation report is. So that was how it went, and Lisha told me, okay, we're happy to inform you that your repeat test was negative. I'm like, oh great, what does that mean? Does that mean I can resume work immediately? And they're like, yeah, you can go back to work. So I was really happy about that, because I mean, I could finally get to socialize once more. Anyways, during the period of me having the virus, my friends were so thoughtful. They sent me free food. I'm going to shout out to Iniolua and Laolu. Friends are foodies just like me. We like to eat, and food is our food is our escape route. So they just knew that food would make me feel better, and they sent me food. If you look at my videos, you're going to see that Adam and Latoya video I made. If you go back and watch that video, you see that my countenance wasn't 100. I was feeling a bit down in that video, because that was the period of me having the virus. Immediately my friend Iniolua saw that video. She texted me and she's like, what's up, are you okay? Your recent video looks down. Do you understand? So, and I told her everything, and she's like, wow, okay, I think I like the way my eyeshadow is coming out. For lashes today, I'm going to be using this one by Missmetics, and it is the Nupital series limited edition in the style Any. That's what I'm going to be using. It's like a 5-in-1 lash pack, so I'm probably going to be using one of the really flirtatious ones in here. Maybe this bottom one, because I think I like this bottom one, so that's what I'm going to be using. Guys, so my lashes are in and I like them. Okay, I really like them. They are so like fluffy. So that is essentially how this year has gone for me. I'm not even gonna lie, it has had its ups and downs. I've had good moments, I've had very annoying moments. Right now everything seems to be stabilizing, except for my business. I've not been able to reopen my business, but let me just tell you that during the period of the whole pandemic, I organized a class where I was teaching people how to import things and start their own businesses just like mine, and I was able to have a few students. So that period that I was unemployed and I wasn't making any money, I was able to make a few coins from teaching people how to start their own business. So everything is seemingly back to normal, except for that bit, to be honest. So it worries me a little, but I don't know, I feel like I might just have to refund the people who were affected ASAP. Once I just confirm, finally, once I confirm, which is going to be next month, once I confirm that the packages are indeed lost, then I'm just going to refund people and look for how I can start my business again. Now, I've been doing some research, so I have found some alternate routes to shipping. So I'm just using my face palette, my face powder palette, to contour my nose. I don't really like to have too many products. I feel like once a product can do multiple things, all the better, so that you don't keep having different packages and increasing your load. Do you understand what I mean? I have a detailed video on how to contour your nose, and I'm going to leave it up in the cards or down in the description box. I've said a couple of things I'm going to leave up in the cards, and to be honest, I don't know if the card can contain everything, because you can only put 5 things up in the cards. So it's either going to be up in the cards or down in the description box. So if you want to know how to contour your nose so I can look snatched like mine, then you should definitely watch that video. I'm using the Ezekiel face palette. This is what I used for my entire face. I used this as the translucent powder that I had on before. I used these 2 shades to first set my highlighted areas before I applied the translucent powder. This is my face powder shade, and these 2 shades are for contour. I use this shade for nose contour and this shade for cheek contour. So you can see that everything I want is literally in one palette. I don't have to have multiple things. I just use this one palette. It's very versatile and very pocket friendly because it just costs 5,000 naira for all these shades, and I'm able to do everything I want with just 5,000 naira. I'm going to be using these two lippies, which are the Zaron, I think it's the Matte Fix, I think so, Zaron Matte Fix lip stains, and I'm going to be using Burnt and Vavavoom. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you feel like you know a little bit about me now. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the description box and I'll be sure to answer them as soon as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you like this kind of videos. I'm thinking I should do a get to know me tag, so you guys can definitely ask me any questions that you have down in the comment section, so that when I'm filming my get to know me tag, I will answer them as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys.